under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay. First thing is the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or corrections, Courtney? Okay,
If there is none, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
it's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carried. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of January 26, 2026.
Thought they looked pretty good to me. I'll make a motion. Approve the minutes.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay, the first thing on the agenda is to consider fiscal year 27 Manning daycare funding requests. You
Right here.
yeah,
You did both.
Right here.
Good morning.
morning.
Okay, good morning, good morning. I think some of you know me, but maybe for those of you who don't, my name's Brad Volstead. I'm from Manning. I've been a longtime businessman in Manning, and I've been the president of the Manning Child Care Center for, I'm not even sure, probably close to 20 years, I'd say. So I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come to speak to the board. I'd also like to thank you for your past and hopefully continued support of the Manning Child Care Center and actually all the child care centers in the Carroll County. I think you pretty much support all of them. We're not any different or in any different situation than most of the child care centers. We just barely eke by. We are challenged hiring employees. Because we're not able to pay a lot and we're not able to provide any benefits whatsoever. So, and you guys have seen our financial statements. You can see that we're bleeding money pretty profusely every year, and we're pretty much living off the COVID funds that we got from the federal government. So it's a challenge we face, and it's a challenge that all child care centers face. And we're fortunate that in Manning we have, we're just a branch of the Manning Betterment Foundation. So at one time, the Betterment Foundation had to subsidize us pretty heavily. We've gotten to a point where, we were doing fairly well financially. We weren't needing much support. Now, because, we've had to increase our salaries to try to keep our employees, and we're fortunate to have the ones that we do, because like I said, they don't get paid very well. So the mere fact that they like working there and working with our director and they like working with children is probably the only way that we're able to keep them. So please feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. I'm just going to go over a few things regarding our center. We're extremely fortunate to have a really good director, Sarah Dahlgren. She worked there when she was in high school and college, and she's a young gal. She has respect of all of our employees, which is very important to just retain the employees that we have. So we feel extremely lucky to have such a good director. We have 12 full-time employees, 14 part-time employees, not including 8 to 10 high school and college kids that work there. Like I said, they're all overworked, underpaid, and they don't get any benefits whatsoever. So regarding the families that we serve, we currently serve 39 full families with 71 children, and we have 14 drop-ins from those families. We have 19 infants on our waiting list, and we have 36 non-infants on our waiting list. And, sadly, most of those people that are on the waiting list will never be able to get into our center. And, we don't have very many in-home providers in Manning. I don't know that we have more than a couple at the most that I know of. So, it's a crisis situation in Manning when it comes to childcare. So, if we could hire more employees, we could probably take on a few more kids. But we are, the state mandates that you have one teacher for so many kids at certain age levels. So, depending upon the mix of our kids when it comes to age tells us how many teachers that we need. So, but it is a challenge to number one, get people to apply and then keep them, mainly because of what we pay. I mean, it's hard to imagine, working for $15 an hour with no benefits at all. So we feel very fortunate to have the employees that we have. We are embarking on a before and after school program that'll be out at the school. We got a $300,000 3-year grant from the state. That's $100,000 a year to try to operate this program. We would have liked to have already been open, but we can't find people that'll be willing to do it. We currently have somebody that works at our center that's training to be certified, and once she's about halfway through her certification, so we're hoping to be able to open this program at school within the next, hopefully by March 1st, but we can't do it until we get the supervisor. So anyway, please feel free to ask me any questions that you might have beyond that.
I feel your pain. I'm on the Carroll Child Care Board here, and it's tough to get employees, and I understand exactly what you're going through. It is very tough. You got a waiting list of kids, and you can't service them because you don't have the employees to do it. So I understand that. Are all of your kids in child care from Carroll County, or do you get any Crawford County kids?
Oh, because of our proximity to, where we are in the county,
Yep.
we're so close to Audubon, Crawford, Shelby. We have a mix. I don't know what that would be exactly, but I would say that at least I would think 80% of our students are Carroll County, if not more,
Thanks.
possibly. Our director wasn't able to be here because we have just terrible health. What do I want to say? We just got a lot of sickness going through the center, so
Sure.
so unfortunately she wasn't able to be here. So
Have you ever approached the other joining counties for additional funding?
you know what?
Every year, I think.
Yeah, you ask every year. I did one time go to Crawford County to ask for funds, but we didn't get any. I think we might have gone there twice and struck out, so we didn't bother to go back. And I really don't know if other counties support the child care centers like you guys do. I think Denison supports their child care center pretty good, or Crawford County does, but I can't speak to that. So
Well, I've been told that Crawford County doesn't get involved in things like we do.
that's very possible.
I've been told that.
For some reason, I thought they support the one. Yeah, and I can't speak intelligently about it, but for some reason I thought they do support their one in town in Denison, but I don't know that 100% for sure.
They all tell them. The county does.
Oh, they own the childcare center in Denison.
They did.
Okay. I guess if they did, they probably still do. But, yeah, you know, childcare is, it's a huge thing for communities and
Well,
everywhere.
You don't pay that much wages, but by the time they get done paying for childcare, it's almost, you usually have a job or not.
Yeah, I think we have, you know, we have, you know, if you have 2 or 3 kids that go to the childcare center, then, you know, one has to think, you know, whether it's, you know, better for you to work or stay home with your kids. You know, and if you don't have childcare, like I told you, we have 36 kids on our waiting list, and I have no idea, you know, I have no idea where they're going for childcare. If, you know, if you don't have family members that live in your town, grandparents, you know,
It's
I wouldn't have any idea where people are going for childcare.
Well, the other thing is those 36 people, kids, probably those parents are not able to work because they don't have childcare. I mean, it also deters having people that can take a job.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, uh, uh, yeah, I know I know somebody that works at Elderbridge that lives in Carroll that just decided to quit her job and be a stay home mother because of challenges with childcare. So yes, there's a lot of people that are staying home with their children that might otherwise be in the workforce. So, but you
So
know,
what are you requesting?
I didn't see it on here. I was looking too.
I'm not exactly sure what we requested. I think we usually request
I think last time,
10,000,
I
maybe.
think last time you requested 7,000.
Okay.
Was it, Courtney?
I don't have a requested amount.
Well, that, I'm going back in
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, I had.
I think traditionally we requested 10. For many years, we got $8,500. And then I think a couple of years ago, if not last year, you reduced that funding down to 72
We gave
or
you 6,000 last year.
300.
6,000 last year.
Oh, 6,000. So it's dropped off significantly. I know for a long time we got $8,500 every year.
Sure.
So, yeah, you know, we appreciate whatever support we get, because like I said, you can see in our financials how much, we're bleeding off, you know, annually. And so we're in the process because we know we need to increase our wages for our employees. So we're currently, you know, we want to get our starting pay up to $15 an hour. So we're currently working on running that through our financials to see what we're going to have to do, because we don't have any choice but to raise our rates, unfortunately, because that's our only income. That's the only income that we have other than what we get from in grants from you guys, or a few, you know, the Timmermans have always been pretty good
Well,
about.
you get some from, on a food assistance too, don't you? Through your meals?
Yeah, I think we get some stuff,
Through,
but
CSSFP. Yeah, CSFP, I think it's.
yeah, I don't know that it's a significant amount though.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not a big amount, but it helps offset some of the expense.
Yeah. Every little bit helps, but you know, with the monies that we bled off last year, and you know, if we don't, you know, we only feel we can raise our rates about so much, but you know, we're going to be forced to, because at the current rate we're going, we will have used up our COVID funds probably within a year and a half to 2 years if we don't make some dramatic changes.
Okay.
Like I said, Carol, same way, it's staff is a killer, so if it wasn't for the staff, wouldn't be quite such a big
Any
deal,
other
just getting
questions?
staff to take care of these kids and.
Yeah, and
I'm paying
I
a
don't
fair
be,
amount, I get it.
you know, I don't begrudge them, you know, they all need to be paid more, but you know, we're already, you know, hemorrhaging money and the more that we pay,
Get
that's
it.
our biggest expense, quite obviously.
Absolutely.
So it's, you know, it's a real dilemma for childcare centers. I can tell you that.
And you have to have good staff, trustworthy staff too.
Oh,
I mean, still
absolutely.
Caring for kids, you know. so
Yeah, you can't just hire
Yeah.
anybody, you know.
So I
Any
get,
other questions?
no,
Okay. You just want to act on this now? We should, because it's got to get put in the budget, so.
so what we have,
We give them 6,000 last year.
and did we do level funding across the rest of them this year? I don't remember. We did.
Yeah,
I thought I was looking for that sheet. I couldn't see it.
I got it here. We give level funding.
That would be my recommendation is to do level.
Is that a motion?
I'll
That's
second
fine.
that since we did it all across the board. I think we need to keep it the same.
You seconded?
Yes.
Okay, it's been moved second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay,
Okay.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
yeah, we're a little done a little earlier this year, so next year be ready to go right away.
Oh, yeah. I was a little worried that we were too late. I didn't, because you said that the info was sent to us in November. And, so I
Yeah,
know when I talked to you, Gene, you told me to make sure we got here. I
yeah.
thought maybe it had been done when it wasn't, so I appreciate you, letting me come. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Brad.
Thank you.
Okay, next is a consider for approval of county recorder quarterly report.
Good morning, Action.
Hey, it should-
Morning.
I've got the quarterly report for the county and then the state funds. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as I need to comment on. Did anyone have any particular questions?
No, it looks good. A little bit more than last year.
Yeah, it's been busy.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's particularly in the revenue stamp area.
Hmm.
Any other comments, questions for her? You have the quarterly reports in front of you?
I got
If not, is there a motion to approve the quarterly reports for the recorder?
I'll make a motion to approve the quarter reports for the recorder.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried.
Thanks, Ashton.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you.
Justin.
Okay, next we have is
That's me.
secondary roads.
That's
You-
me. Rick.
Zach, what do you got all for us today?
I got a few things.
Uh-oh.
Me. Sorry, I'm like, why is that?
I got a few projects, I guess. The first two really go together. There's one notice for these two because those projects are tied. This would be the diamond grinding projects on N14 and on M68. So there's two sets of plans for those separate projects, but they are tied together, so we get one contractor. We've talked about this a little bit before, but basically it's a project to diamond grind the surface of those about roughly 6.5 miles. And then seal up the cracks and joints as well at the end. And then obviously there's pavement markings on there as well, but did a lot of pavement patching on both of those segments over the last few years to try to get ready for this. And I think we're to that point, so.
How much you taking off?
It varies. I mean, it can be from just a little bit up to probably 3/8 of an inch, maybe close to a half inch, but very small areas where you're getting that much. It's usually that quarter inch a lot of times.
And the purpose of this is to make a more smoother ride.
A smoother ride, and hopefully it helps the longevity of the pavement as well, because you don't have the slapping of the joints when you're going across them, you know, with trucks and everything else, so. And you're also sealing up the joints to keep the water out as well, so
So grind it down and seal it up.
grind it and seal up the cracks in the joints.
Gotcha.
Do you have an estimate cost on this on a per mile or the total project?
Between the two. Around 800,000 for the two.
And what I was reading, is that farm to market money?
This would be using local
Local
money,
money,
local
okay.
money for these projects.
Where I got that.
So this needs to go out to get the bid yet?
Yes, it does. We're anticipating a February 25th bid letting, so we get the plans and notice the bidders approved, and we'll advertise for bids and get the ball rolling, so.
This got a completion date on it?
I believe it's
So
a
many
late,
working days,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it's a late start date with working days. I think we have the late start date of after July 4th and 35 working days. So that'd be, you know, roughly a month and a half of working days to get it done, but doesn't
That-
say that they might not start in May or June too, depending on how busy the contractors are, whoever is, I guess, gets this work.
35 working days, that's plenty of time, you think?
I think it's plenty of time.
Any other questions in regard to these two projects?
No. This is from Halbert to Highway 30, is that right?
From Halber,
Over
east
Halber.
and then north to Highway 30, and then also the 1 mile of M68 from 141 north.
Gotcha. I know I saw it farm to market. so-
And by Halber, you're going west back when you go south on, what's it, Hawthorne, and you're gonna go back west a little ways too?
To Halber, to the city limits of Halber.
Oh, you're going clear to the city limits?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep, that's
that
all the
mapping
same.
showed like halfway, I didn't,
No, it's, yeah, around the edge
Okay.
there.
Yep, it's the, basically where the concrete is, and we're doing all of that section, the pavement that's the
Okay.
same, so.
any other questions?
Nope.
If not, you want these approved separately, or can we do one motion?
I think you do in one motion if you like.
Okay,
I'll make that motion.
okay,
I'll
if they
second it.
move,
This-
seconded,
16.
any further discussion?
Need all the same.
Mhm.
Yep.
If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye,
I said I, yeah.
contrary, motion carried.
Thank you. Do you have another question, Mike, or are you okay?
That M68, you're just grinding that one too also, right?
Yep, the exact same as what we're doing with N14. We did patching on that a
Yeah.
couple years ago and then did a little bit more last year, so, but that one's probably as bad or worse than the Halber Road, is how rough that
It
is.
shows the
Pavement,
one-
not asphalt. Whoops, excuse
They're
me.
concrete pavements.
Concrete, yeah.
Go ahead, Mike, sorry.
Are you're just doing that first mile of it and that's it?
Yep, the rest of it's asphalt and been done relatively recently.
Good.
The
Okay,
No. next project I got on here is so that takes care of A and B. C is for our bridge replacement with a concrete box culvert on Sycamore Avenue, A21. This is between 130th and 150th on Sycamore. Be southwest of Lanesboro, basically, probably be the easiest way to describe it. If you remember, a couple of years ago, we did another one on the same stretch. There's actually was 3 structures on this stretch. I think the first one was replaced with a bridge, probably 10 years ago or more. And then we did a box culvert for one of them here just a couple of years ago. And now this would be the third one in that stretch on the same creek.
Is it
So
southeast of Lanesboro,
southwest,
southwest of Lanesboro,
southwest.
and by Hobbs Pitch in that area, or? I looked at the map, I couldn't really detail it out. You don't have to show me, because
Yeah, it's basically 2 miles west and about 3 miles south of
Okay.
Lanesboro.
I do have a question for you on that.
Okay.
Does that, the way that comes into that bridge and go out of that bridge or that culvert or box?
Mhm.
whatever, There's a bridge there now,
Yep.
and you're gonna fix that box culvert. Does that disturb you any, that all the way that comes? You know, like, this is the road that comes in this way and it goes back. out
Right.
this way to be.
Yep. So we are gonna, there will be a little bit of channel alignment to get that to work. The reason why we're keeping the box further to the south is trying to stay out of the footprint of the abutment of the old bridge. But we may have the ability to shift that a little bit at the time of construction, we'll see. The design of the box is the same no matter what, but that was a concern by one of the property owners as well, from a waterway coming into there. And I've had discussions with him and
I mean, if you look at the aerials. If you go where it comes back out, if you leave it in that same flow. You got 180 feet that you have to change channel, that would be. a shock.
the biggest thing, I guess, is the,
I know
the,
if I was from DNR, question to change that channel.
well, the footprint of the box is a lot wider than the footprint of just the bridge. So
Yeah, I got, kind of got it up.
on that sheet, I mean, if
I'm
you look
looking
at
the
that,
picture here.
that's kind of why we're shifting it to the south, is so that it ties into the creek where the end of the box is. I don't think it'd be an issue. I think we'll be able to,
Yeah, it's not as bad.
shape it. I mean, it looks worse than what it is from the standpoint of why we're shifting it, but the footprint of the box makes it
But you're improving it by the footprint of the box. the
Correct.
Bridge.
correct.
I see that.
That's the biggest reason.
But I looked at it when the aerials, I could see, it looked like,
Right.
God, it would be almost simpler just to change the channel at 180 feet. But I'm sure there's probably
There's
Probably.
limitations on what we can do
DNR.
there as well.
I mean, God
Absolutely.
forbid to peek at Shiner or whatever else is living in there.
None of those on this one, but other things, yes.
Well, I mean, that's like down Coon Rapids to change that channel. I mean, with that Garsh property, that's eating under that highway. You know, they can't do it because it's an oxbow. I mean, it only makes sense just to cut 100 foot and change the channel, save everything, but no.
There's lots of hoops, Gene, as you all know.
I'm beginning to think some of our animals got more rights than we do. Too simple, too common sense.
This box.
But
is the
yeah,
same-
I see what you're doing. You are helping improve with the location of the box, but that was an observation. When I seen the aerials, I thought,
Yep,
man,
yep. No, if you don't look at the footprint of the box, it looks kind of out of place.
Yeah.
Why we're going where we're going, but it is the same size of box that we put in the last one. It's a 10 by 16, so nothing out of the ordinary there. So
actually, if you'd shift that box a little further south, it'd probably help more.
sometimes it can. It's just about how much dirt you're moving as well. So we're trying to find
Yeah.
that sweet spot, if you want to call it that.
All right. Any other questions? You guys are awful quiet today. I'm doing
Real
all
quiet. You're the smart one here. We're just tagging along.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the bid notice for bidders on the bridge replacement for box culvert?
Next
Second.
thing that.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Okay, next we have is a review approval of utility permit.
Yes, one utility permit for Raccoon Valley. This is boring underneath 180th Street in Grant Township for electric service to a new Verizon tower. I don't know anything about that part of it. All I know is what the permit
That's
sent us
for a new tower, right?
for a new tower is what they're saying. So I have not, this came in late, right when I was able to get this on the agenda. I have not had conversations with anyone about that, as far as I know, from a driveway perspective or anything else, but from an electrical service perspective, I don't see any issues with what they're what they're proposing.
Those forms, there's only one copy we had to sign, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Any questions on the utility permit?
I looked at, looks okay to me, so, but
The only thing I see, it's gonna be awful close to residents. I hope they're back, set back
Yep.
enough. We haven't seen a building, well, I don't know if the building permit came through or not. Okay,
80th and Noble.
yep.
any comments? If not, we're in order for motion to approve or deny.
I'll make a motion to approve it. I don't.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have is consider Tyler quote for professional services for payroll changes. This is what we've been wanting to get done, and my understanding, if we would do this, would help some departments out immensely in their payroll.
Be one less thing to remove from our audit.
And it came in a lot less than we were anticipating, a lot more money, so I like that.
I think this was basically where they were talking originally, weren't they?
I think it was a little more, but, Amy said that she'll do a lot of the work. So I think the first original quote was a lot more labor intensive on Tyler's part, whereas I think Amy's gonna pick up some of the labor on their side. If we do this, I'm totally fine with it, but, we'll have to update the handbook accordingly, cause right now it's not set up for bi-weekly or every 2 weeks. And I thought July would be a good time, but actually looking at the calendar, I think August would be a good time, cause we talked about like how the payroll's gonna like run, and if it ran a Friday through Saturday, starting in August would probably be better, cause the first falls on the Friday, so. But we could, I mean, that's just,
We do
We can-
have
we can talk
Amy
about
in the
that,
room and
too.
she's shaking her head yes as well, and I
Yeah.
assume you two can quarterly coordinate.
I think it'd be less confusing if we did it if it's the first day of the month falls on that first day of the pay period.
Or you mean just because the first falls on the first day of the pay, okay.
Yeah, and obviously we could discuss days for the pay period, but, my only concern would be, that first paycheck in August, and rather than getting paid on the 15th, they're gonna get paid like 5 or 6 days later. That would be the only thing. But hopefully if everybody's informed of when that will be, they can budget accordingly.
Well, and I think we've talked about this enough that I think they should have understanding. But, you know, we can set, well, once we set that date, we can tell them, let them, at least then they can plan for it.
And the sooner the better, I mean.
You got any comments, Amy?
No, I think, that is.
Why don't you come up here? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Just what I wanted to do, right, Amy?
I know you didn't want to do that, but
I think that we need to figure out the process first with Tyler and then get everything on the backside built in first. And then between Corey and I think we can figure out a day and let her roll with it from there. But we can build the backside of it and get the roads department especially built in with the codes and
And once it's done, this will streamline and make this easier for you guys as well, too.
yeah.
correct?
That's the plan.
Okay.
Yep, that's the plan.
this will probably not only help with the secondary roads, but probably any place where they work shifts longer and stuff like ambulance and sheriff's department, you were telling me,
Yeah.
so.
Do you both feel that August is obtainable? I mean, it's gonna get done by then.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we're gonna. figure it out.
That'd be a target date for me, I guess. I mean, I just don't know how involved it's gonna be for her. I mean, we don't have a bunch of stuff we have to change in ours, other than I think it'll be more time intensive for you than it would be for us.
But in the long run, it's gonna save you a lot of work.
Yes.
And I would ask that when you update the handbook to talk about like the pay periods and how they're set up, to also say that timesheets not turned in on the deadline are gonna be paid out the following pay period, because we can't have somebody turning in a timesheet a day before, because we send payroll to the bank the day before we get paid. And that doesn't work. I mean, with bill day, you can kind of sneak a bill in here and there and it's not a big deal, but for payroll, you gotta be done. You know, otherwise you're gonna be jeopardizing everybody else that's getting paid by not getting it to the bank on time.
And we were at ISAC this week and some county did that. They didn't have their turned in, they didn't get paid, so.
Well, when you and I were
Yeah.
talking, that was in regard to reviews
And the.
and
yes,
pay, and
payment.
timesheet.
Yep.
You know, and I know there's an argument that you can't not pay somebody for the work they've done, but how can you pay somebody for the work they've done if we don't have a timesheet?
Yep.
So,
It's not that they wouldn't be getting paid, they're just gonna get paid
Paid
later,
later.
or in the next pay period.
so, yeah.
No, I think this is something that's need to happen. We've been working on this for quite a while. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the quote from Tele for professional services, with the payroll change.
For 3730.
It's been moved and second. Any further discussion?
Thanks,
If
Amy.
not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Contrary, motion carried.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Amy, and thanks Courtney.
Yeah, thanks for.
This ain't me, right? This is.
No, just Gene.
Gene.
I'll do that later. Okay. Next we have is the acknowledged receipt of the zoning administrator resignation. We did receive a letter dated January 20th, addressed to the members of the supervisors. I'm writing to formally notify that I was stepping down as my role as Carroll County zoning administrator effective March 1st, 2026. After careful consideration, I have determined that it is in the best interest of Carroll County for me to focus my full attention and professional efforts on my statutory duties as Carroll County assessor. The responsibilities of the Office of Assessors of the Assessor's Office continue to expand, and dedicating my time and resources to this role will allow me to be the most effective assessor I can be for Carroll County taxpayers and the conference board. This decision is made to ensure the Assessor's Office operates at the highest level of accuracy, compliance, and service, particularly as we navigate increasingly legislative demands, evaluation, responsibility, staffing, growth, and public accountability. I am committed to working cooperatively to ensure the orderly transition of zoning responsibilities prior to March 1st, 2026. I am happy to assist with the documentation or coordination as needed during this transition period. Thank you for the opportunity to have served as Carroll County in an additional capacity. Please let me know if you have any questions or require any further information. It is on the agenda here to accept that or to acknowledge receipt of it. That doesn't mean we're going to accept it yet, but acknowledge receipt of it. Is there a motion to acknowledge the receipt of it? Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it. Did see it.
Amy, just, I'm
Is there any discussion?
gonna make a comment. I was a part of the hiring process for this position, and I am extremely disappointed in this resignation. Originally, this was supposed to save Carroll County taxpayers a lot of money by consolidating offices, and within a year and a half, that has changed. So I just wanted to voice that I'm extremely disappointed.
I wasn't on the hiring process, but I've heard the same comments from some people out in the public, so, but I wasn't on the hiring process, so I don't have a lot of discussion on it.
Well, if we're making comments, I'll make one. I was one that was not in favor of this. I thought it was too much of a workload at that time. But anything else? Been a motion and second to acknowledge receipt of the resignation? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion carried. Next is on here as consider a quote for zoning administration services from Region 12. You have got this here. I think they give all the recommendations, and they are asking to be paid $100 per hour. you know, for the most part, that probably is not a lot of money, but then there's times we might get in some big projects, like if there's a windmill project or something like that. It's gonna be a lot more hours. And I did have a visit with Chris and he said this would cover like, planning, zoning and, I drew a blank now.
Chris is here if you'd like.
Yeah,
to speak.
Chris, give me the words I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, because I don't know if a lot of people know who you are.
Chris Whitaker, I'm local assistance director at Region 12. Yeah, Gene.
Board of Adjustments and variances.
Yeah,
That's
Board
what I
of
was trying to
Adjustment.
think of.
Yeah. So yeah, it would include review of zoning permits, ag exemptions, work with the Planning and Zoning Commission on, zoning changes, or Board of Adjustment with variances, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, so how do we handle people that would come in for a building permit?
So what I would propose is have a point of contact here to intake those and then
Email them to you.
send them to me.
Okay.
Scan them over.
Okay.
Currently doing this for
We did
Guthrie
this-
County.
We have been the zoning administrator. The contract is with Region 12. I have done 99% of that work with Guthrie County, for about 8 years. We entered into that in a short-term agreement. 8 years later, we're still doing it. Right now, 95% of those permits and documents are emailed to me either by the applicant, sometimes, or the assessor gets them. Doesn't matter. Sometimes the auditor, or they're mailed. And then I review them, approve them, correspond back with what the appropriate fee is. They mail the check, I record it, log it, and then submit it to the treasurer.
So if there's anybody has any disputes with their building permits or something, they contact you.
Yep.
Hey, the zone wasn't right. I put this up. How come you're denying it? That kind of stuff.
And just for example, in Guthrie, some of those years we have done, and again, unincorporated area, upwards of 100 permits or so. I think last year we were in the 40 to 50 range. It just depends.
So on average, what is it? How many hours does it take per
Yeah, I'd be curious what.
permit?
So I'll give you the example. So we've charged Guthrie County is their average fee over that 8-year period is about $8,000 per year. And where the majority of that time comes, or some of those is when you get, well, I'll give you an example. Mid-American had a big repower on some wind generators. So there was, I think, 35 conditional uses that went to the Board of Adjustment. That took a lot of time. You review those, public notices, landowner notices, some back and forth with the company on documents, and then having those meetings. That was a lot of time. Some of those permits, they could be done, 10, 15 minutes. And I field a lot of questions of, hey, what are the setbacks in this district? If it's a 2-minute phone conversation or a quick email, we don't charge for that time. It's just, it's where if there's take some time, not a quick phone call or an email answer, we don't charge for that. We do the monthly US Census building report. That takes about 5 minutes. Just kind of look and see what's, the number of houses that were permits issued for and their value, and do those. So
Fiscal or our P and Z budget this year was gonna be 21,585, looks like.
So would you bill that by a segment of an hour, or
I have never billed in the segment of an hour.
you just bill an hour?
Bill an hour.
Okay.
So if it's, Gene,
So
if we,
so
if we,
it takes 15 minutes to bill.
yeah,
Okay.
if we bill. But if, it's like, okay, hey, I know I issued 3 permits this week. I'm gonna bill an hour. This might be an hour and 10 minutes, might be 50. So,
So. Now,
and Gene, I think you can ask any one of the supervisors there that I think, hopefully they would agree, and I've listed two of them as references, that we're pretty fair on our rates.
I talked to Maggie about it, the ISAC, and yeah, she's pretty happy with what you said, so. The only concern I have is like Courtney brought up of make sure we get when somebody, we come in for building permit, we get in the right direction. It'll come, but I'm just.
Right.
Get started to
And
get
it's-
going.
There's still people that go to, the auditor, the assessor, wherever in the courthouse there, that really don't know the process. And we still get inquiries from some of the some landowners in incorporated cities that think they have to get a permit through the county, which they don't. So.
That'd be some good knowledge.
I did visit with Chris and I did say I didn't necessarily want to make a decision on this day because Scott's not here. And the other thing is, I think there's been some conversations about maybe joining some forces and maybe grouping things together again. To help out another department that needs some help. And I think we need to study this a little further before we make anything too rash. I think you got a good program. Don't get me wrong.
How long? I mean, this is just, there's no contract here, right? It's just.
Nope, this is our qualifications to do it.
Yeah.
And references. And and Gene and I talked Saturday, I think, or Sunday, I don't remember which day we talked on the phone, Gene, this could be a short term or a long term.
Yeah.
And like I said, Guthrie County was intended to be a short term solution for them. And 8 years later, we're still doing it.
I personally see no wrong in this. I mean, if we average as like Guthrie or even close to, we're half of our budget, what we got now. Region 12's a very good program.
But I was thinking like if we do.
I understand, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think it's a good
We need to
program.
have something and it's only 30
Well-
days away.
You know.
Not even 28 days, 20 days, 26 days, whatever. We don't have much time to, I mean, you can put it on another agenda, but I think you gotta have something in place here.
Yeah, I agree with Mike, and I think we can,
What is it?
we've talked about this, Gene, about incorporated, but it's not gonna happen in 30 days, probably.
I think we need to, move forward with this and like he said, it's not a contract and if we go down another road, someday we go down another road. But right now,
Well, we can enter into that contract with that understanding that we may be changing.
Right, and we
direction.
can, I mean, the contract has even the I think all of our contracts have a 30-day out.
yeah,
So you don't like me anymore, we don't like you, 30 days, we can be done.
no,
I think we move with it, that's my opinion.
And we'll bring a contract back.
I do too. I think we move forward with this and if we go a different route someday, we'll put that on the agenda, we'll go a different route,
And you could say, hey, let's get to the 1st of July and be done, or a year from the 1st of July or January, what doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just wanna I don't wanna be caught in limbo.
Yeah.
setup.
Well, I guess, you're right. March is coming fast. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're still in January.
I make a motion to approve this. What do you want to call it?
Well,
We
we
can do
probably
that.
should have a contract to approve.
If you
Okay.
will prepare a contract
Do that.
based on this proposal, if that's
Yeah.
of your
Why don't you
liking,
get a contract and
send it
then
up for Courtney for.
set it up and maybe we can, for next week.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe if you can get it there, we probably should have our attorney look at it before. And I'm sure it's fine, but just to do the thing
Simple
right.
2-pager. Yep.
Yep. Would you agree, Courtney?
Yeah, we already have the hazard mitigation plan on the agenda for next week, so.
Well, that's,
Perfect, thank
I like giving
Thanks,
you
Chris.
crap,
Yep.
Chris, because you know what, Chris, you'll do it to me.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then okay, next we have is a consider a quote from Ayers and Cooney in regard to labor relations. And what they are proposing is either a flat hourly rate or so much a flat fee per month. And
Is
that
this the
flat
direct-
fee per month is $1,750, and the hourly rate will run, but depends on who we have. will run from $3.75 an hour to $2.95 an hour, and they will bill in increments of 1/10 of an hour. I think. What do you perceive as our usage of this, Courtney? I know it's gonna depend what happens, but on an average. Can't be that much, can it?
I foresee using this for those odd occurrences or something that's not addressed in the handbook, or maybe something that's kind of serious with, maybe it's something an employee's done that you have concerns about a lawsuit, or, just probably not a very common occurrence that we're having to call them, but I hate to guess how, I would hope never, because that means everything's going perfectly, but that's not realistic. I just think we need to set up, because of the cost of it, maybe set up proper channels that a department head would reach out to either the auditor's office or somebody.
Yep.
And if it can't be addressed, then I think it would go up. I just don't think we want to be contacting these people at this firm for everything, because I think it would get kind of expensive.
Any other comments?
I like the hourly proposal, not the yearly contract myself, but
Well, I think, and from what I read in here, I think they'd be receptive to either one.
Yeah.
And I think, I agree with you. I think let's try it out on an hourly first. Cause at $17.50, that's gonna be
21,000.
21,000 a year. And I don't know that we need that much. Do you perceive that you've been utilizing it very often?
Yes, not very often, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I mean, you never can predict when that's gonna happen. It's one of those unknown.
I think the hourly.
64 hours.
What's that?
64 hours of services equivalent to their.
If you went for a year.
The average is $327.50 for their hourly average there, depending on who you call.
I guess I would lean towards the hourly rate myself for now.
I guess I don't know if.
Yeah, we'll see how.
No more than anybody, but how many we use this a year, and it doesn't sound like we use it.
A lot of times when we had Renee, I might not even know that people are contacting Renee.
That's true, that's
So
true.
I only know the people that have contacted me.
Did you personally contact Renee?
I think maybe once. It was just one of those
And Mike, we
goofy
used
things
her,
that wasn't in the handbook.
Zach, you did.
we used her a couple hours for the union that time, but that was about it.
Yeah.
And Zach said he didn't think he'd use them all.
Right, and I talked to Matt a few times.
Yeah.
About things, but
Yeah.
also knew that it was part of the contract too, so. It's there.
You're suggesting that they contact someone before they contact on them.
Well, I just think that we could get into it being kind of expensive if every department head was calling them for questions that possibly
Could be
could be answered in the
Yeah.
auditor's office or, looking at the handbook. But
We do have
I
a
think
county-
that makes sense. We don't want them to call down for everything.
No, we do have
I
a
just
county
think it could
attorney
get kind of
ourselves now too,
expensive.
Yeah,
so.
64 hours ain't much.
Well, between Courtney and the county attorney, those are two.
yeah. Yep. I
mean,
just,
Is this is stuff our county attorney wouldn't handle?
Gene, did we get any other quotes back?
Depending on the situation.
Not that I,
this is the only one I reached out to because I was told that he's a good one to work with and he works with the city of Carroll. That's,
He actually has.
there's not a lot of people do this type of
Yeah.
work.
and
And there's one of them that I'm not too fond of. I mean, all sincerity, I think that Renee was wonderful to work with.
yeah, she was good to work with.
For the union, I worked with her a lot of years and
Do we have Renee's bill? We could look back and see what we paid her last
Well,
year.
we charge, being we had unions, we charged it a flat fee.
$6,000 or something, six,
Yeah.
7,000.
That's pretty cheap.
But this is a tougher pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Well, and I used to reach out to our previous county attorney a lot because he was open to helping, but I feel guilty bugging Kurt now because I know he's busier because there's only 2 attorneys in the office now when there's 3.
Right.
Not that I think he would be open to helping.
Well, I think
answer questions.
you still reach out
kind of
to him.
feel a little guilty sometimes bothering him because I know he's busy.
I'll make a motion that we go with Ayers and Cooney on an hourly rate and try them out first. Is there a second to that?
We need somebody, I guess. I like the hourly rate also. I'll second the hourly rate, I guess.
Okay.
I don't want to go for a full.
It's been moved and
Here.
seconded to try them out for an hourly. We can always change it if we
Yep.
have to.
Is it, contract at all? I mean, is it a year contract? What do they say in here?
This
What
is, yeah, it doesn't really say, this is
I
a
don't know. I
proposal.
didn't-
I'm
It just
assuming
pays
if we,
$17.50 a month is what it said.
we get back in touch with them and say, we accepted the proposal at the hourly rate, I'm guessing we're gonna get some kind of a contract back
Yeah.
from them, and then you guys can consider that for approval when that comes in.
Okay.
This
Yeah, I
would
would-
just be
This is
accepting
accepting
the
a proposal.
proposal at the hourly, but I'm pretty confident he'll
I
be
think
bringing back a contract.
I just like going with the hourly rate first and see what's going
Yeah,
on.
and I'd like to see if they send back a contract or something, so.
I think we need to request that. That we're accepting a proposal, we want a
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
And then with the idea that we can, I think again, like what Region 12, that there's time out that we can, change our mind and go to monthly or whatever. But right now, I don't foresee us having that much of an issue, I don't think.
I'd like us, I see they got 4 names listed there. I'd like to, if we could have a point of contact, 1 point of contact or 2, that we're always, at least they're familiar with what's going on with our county. I don't know, just an opinion.
Probably take the one of the less per hour.
Yeah, come on.
I wouldn't call them just to say hi.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion carried. Okay. All right, next we have is consider the library funding request. Okay, they were in last week. Any comments? Any discussion?
Last year we gave them 40,000,
I think they're asking just a little over,
2,100.
it was like,
40, they're asking for $2,103 raise on
Yep,
the Carroll
yep.
Library,
it was like, just like around 5,000 over.
701 on each of the Coons, Glidden, and Maine.
7 light outline ones.
Yeah, they're asking 42,103 for Carroll, 15,417 for each of the other two.
Which is $701.
Any other discussion? Is there a motion?
I'm looking what we did, the other nonprofits.
We did level funding for, we did majority level funding.
There was a few. Majority, you're right, majority.
3 of them went down.
think libraries do a great job. They're a very needed necessity. We needed libraries, but, we've gone level funding across the board. I think we state level funding. That's me. I'll make a motion to state level funding.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and second. To do level funding, which would be 40,000 for
40,000.
Carroll, 14, 17 each. Other one? Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carried. Okay. Okay, next we have is clarification, consideration of fiscal year 27 salary increase for multi-position. What's the discussion?
Looking for some clarification, just because I think there might have been some confusion on people that hold multiple positions.
Over the weekend, and she understood the way I said.
Okay.
The way I stated was that these people would be have the regular full-time salaries, are supposed to get the regular increase. And if they wear multiple hats, there's no more increase. So if there's a case where someone's got 3 hats, they get $1,800, that's it. Well, if they work in 2 different departments, they get $1,800. They have to decide which department's gonna come out of, that's fine with me. Then those part-time people will get 2.8, a regular part-time.
Mhm.
Is there any, you want comments? Stephanie?
I 100% exactly what you just said. One individual only gets the 1,800, whether they wear 27 hats or 1 hat.
Any other comment?
There should be 2.8% increase except for part-time.
That's their only thing, yeah.
Mhm.
I need to clarify it a little bit myself on that, but I understand, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any action that needs to be taken because you guys already made that motion, but I just, clarification, hopefully that's clear for everyone.
Okay, next is committee report. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. Last week, I attended the open meetings class at Region 12. And we finally have signed the contract for our opioid speaker, Tony Huffman. So I sent out a letter to all the administrators now, a little press release they can use to inform parents, students of what's upcoming March 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then Gene and I attended the ISAC All-State Supervisors Conference. So that's all I did last week. And then this week I have no meetings on my schedule this week. I have stuff to do, but no meetings.
I can go next, Tuesday, at the Region 12 open meetings class. I don't, for older people, it's a very good class. I was supposed to get a college council at the same time tonight, but this has priority still. Thursday, kind of statewide supervisors meeting. I was getting a little heated there when I had to leave, but it was like, I thought it was a bigger crowd there this year, and I thought it was a lot of the stuff they talked about was good. A lot on taxes and the legislature, what's going on. Then I had a board meeting at New Opportunities at 4:00. We had a presentation on GAL, that the First 5 program, which is where they reach out to they get referrals from doctors and stuff like that about kids that are needing some extra help, and it's a First 5. Good program. Then we had our board meeting, basically accepted the financials. We did a budget amendment on our FADS system, and also CSTG. We had a budget amendment there. Reports on Head Start, everything's going great there. All the numbers look good, attendance and everything. The Waukee expansion project, was an update on that, if you're not aware, we're building a new Head Start down there. And that is all enclosed, they are laying a brick right now, got it covered on the outside. And we'll be probably starting sheet rock this week, because they did the inspection part, electrical and stuff last week. We did have a discussion, a little bit of a process. Hired CFO, I don't, I'm sure most of you are aware that our CFO is retiring. That day, but she's deserving of it. Then we had some contracts with early dead child, all funds that we approved for Hopes and Green County, and also managed support programs. Then Friday was up here, did the DMAC tour was up here, and I've had several conversations over the weekend. Or Friday I did with Zach in regard to the issue of some roads with the metal and nails, and also conversation with Chris Breaker and some other people. This week I have just the CCGP board meeting on Tuesday. At this time.
Okay, I know, last week, we did have a Wesco meeting. I was on it for about an hour and a half and then our Zoom crashed, so I don't really know. The ending was fine, but everything's running smooth over there. This coming week, I have tonight the caucus, in Glidden. We'll be speaking on behalf of Ashley Henson. And should be it for the week. I did field some text messages and emails throughout the weekend, but
Last week, what was that, Tuesday, we went to that policy council? No.
Open meetings
Well,
law.
open meetings Tuesday.
Open meetings.
Yep,
So,
yep.
awesome, learned a lot. Recommend everyone to go to them, an open forum like that. Met with Zach at Secondary Roads to do, go over the nail situation, then we went and met with the entity that we think the nails are coming from, and maybe got a little game plan of how we could slow that down a little bit, hopefully. And fielded a lot of them calls. I have nothing on the agenda this week that I recall.
A little bit on the ISAC thing. Buckle up for a tax. There's no really good tax bills. There's three of them in the one in the House, one in the Senate, and one in the governor's bill. And boy, some of those could be pretty hairy for us next year when we do our budgets. So buckle up.
discussion about appointing elected positions.
Yep, that's on the
Little bit.
governor's bill. You would appoint the auditor, recorder, and treasurer. No election for them, but that's the governor's bill. If that's the same one, if she passes that, that's a 2% cap too, and that would be very tough to swallow as far as we can only, your inflation, and it goes up more than that, we've only got 2% to deal with. So anyway, yeah, there's some wild bills out there. Just get online and look at them sometime.
Well, I think I told you the one that they also, well, they want to have you approve the minutes. Like when we get done now, we'd approve the minutes after the meeting. I don't know how that's gonna be done. You
guys are
you
gonna
do
put-
have something this week also. You don't you have radio and newspaper?
There you go.
I got radio and newspaper this week.
Oh, hey.
I was gonna give it to Steph, but also I did have a conversation with Dalton about, future, I know he asked for future help with IT in there. Did go over some scenarios with that last week, so.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you got for next week, Courtney?
Well, hopefully we'll have that contract for P and Z. I have a proposal to update and maintain our hazard mitigation plan. Gonna wait till Scott's here for that, and then I think it's a bill day. Yeah, bill day.
Okay. Any comments from those in attendance? Seeing none, going once, twice, thrice. We're in order for motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Then moved in second. All those in favor signify by saying